One silent clap. Shh. Evidently, this nostalgic common response has been ingrained to us since we were young. Since then, we have learned to stop talking, be quiet, and focus. Yet, why is it so necessary for childish gimmicks like one silent clap to remain all of us silent? Well, it's because the world is full of noise. Hello everyone, my name is Almeira Parvina. I'm from Senior High School of Global Madani, and today I will speak on how the power of mute can connect us by listening. But before I start, I have a question for all of you. Can you think about your favorite song real quick? And can you relate to the music, even if you don't understand the lyrics fully? That's the power of language, right? It can connect us even beyond words. But what happens when we're so busy speaking our own language that we forget how to listen? My dear listeners, I am now talking about the power of language in connecting cultures. And while we often focus on the speaking part, I want to talk about something more fundamental, listening. Because language isn't just about the words we say, it's about how we connect. And sometimes, the most powerful way to connect is to simply be quiet and listen. We live in a world that's loud. We are constantly bombarded with opinions, news, and informations, and it's quite easy to get caught up in the noise, to feel like we have to shout the loudest in order to be heard. But what if I told you that the key to truly connecting with other cultures isn't just about learning on how to speak louder, but about learning on how to press the mute button on ourselves? Think about an iceberg. What you see above the surface is just a small fraction of the whole entire thing. That's just like our language, right? The words we speak is the visible part, you might even say. But beneath the surface, there's a much larger part. Our values, our cultures, our experiences, our beliefs. This is the real language. The language that shapes us how we see the world. And we can't possibly understand this deeper language if we're only focused on the surface. We have to learn to listen, to delve beneath the surface and understand the cultural iceberg. We see this noise everywhere. Online forums exploding with arguments, news channels filled with shouting matches, and even in our day-to-day lives, we sometimes find ourselves talking over each other, interrupting each other, and not giving each other a chance to talk. This creates walls between us, makes it difficult to understand different viewpoints, especially when those viewpoints come from different cultural backgrounds. I'll be completely honest here though, I'm a work in progress. I love to debate, and I'm passionate about my beliefs. But sometimes, okay, maybe a lot of times, I get a little carried away. I remember that one time I was arguing with my mom about toothpaste. Seriously, I was so focused on proving my own point that I wasn't even listening to what she was trying to tell me. I was only focused on the surface, the words about toothpaste. I failed to see the deeper issue, about listening, about respect, and about understanding. It wasn't about toothpaste, obviously. And that argument made me realize that if I couldn't even listen to my own family, how could I possibly hope to do the same to people from different backgrounds whose iceberg was so different from mine? That's when I started to learn about the power of silence. Not just physical silence, but also mental silence. The ability to quiet the voices down in your head that is constantly preparing for a rebuttal, and instead focus on truly listening. When we learn to listen, we open ourselves up to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new perspectives. We begin to understand that other cultures aren't just different, they're valuable. They offer unique insights and can enrich our own lives. Moreover, listening can help us learn new things in school and even in our day-to-day lives. For example, when we listen to our teachers, we can understand their lessons better. When we listen to our friends, we can understand their feelings and even learn about their ideas. Listening can help us solve issues together. And when we don't listen to each other, we might make mistakes or even worse, misunderstand each other. Listening is not just a nice behavior, It is also very useful in working with other cultures. When we listen to people from different cultures, we learn more than just the facts. We learn why they do things, what they believe in, and how their history shapes them as a person. By listening, we can understand that every single culture in this world is just like a big giant story, and every single person has a chapter to share, including you and me. With listening, we can learn to understand and appreciate other cultures, thus making the world a much more connected and richer place. Ladies and gentlemen, connecting with other cultures is more than just learning a new language or trying on new cultural foods. It's about building bridges of understanding, and those bridges are built on listening. When we truly listen to someone from a different background, we don't just hear their words, we're hearing their stories. We begin to discover the things that we have in common, even if our cultures might seem very different at first. We're starting to understand their cultural iceberg. So, I challenge you. The next time you're in a conversation with someone from a different background, try as hard as you can to not interrupt. Take a deep breath. Ask questions. Be open. Try to understand their iceberg. You might be surprised at what you learn. You might even find out that the things that divide us are not as important as the things that unite us. Because at the end of the day, we are all humans. We all want to be heard. And the best way to connect across differences and across cultures is to by listening. It's to by understand the whole entire iceberg, not just the tip. Remember the silent clap? One silent clap. Shh. It wasn't just a trick. It was a reminder that in the silence, we find a true connection. Listening is not a barrier. It's a bridge. Thank you. Have a nice day.